All right, the last type of naming that we haven't talked about yet is covalent compound naming and writing formulas for them. And this is the easiest one because you have to go with just the prefixes. There are just a few rules to follow. All right, so rule number 1, element with lower electronegativity is written first, and then the one that has the higher electronegativity is written second. So if it was nitrogen and fluorine, nitrogen would come before the fluorine. The second element will always get the "ide" ending, just like in the ionic compound. And the prefix mono is not used for the first element. So what I mean by that, if the compound is NO, we say nitrogen monoxide. We don't say mononitrogen. But we do say monoxide for oxygen. So the second element gets the mono, the first one never gets the prefix mono. And when we're writing monooxide, we write monoxide like this. So we drop that one extra O. With the dis and the tris, we never drop the i's. So in other words, if it's trioxide, we don't drop the I. We leave the I and it's trioxide. Dioxide, same thing. And then so here are the prefixes. And yes, you do need to know them. You do need to memorize them. I'm not giving you this table. So mono is 1, 2 is di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, and deca. So let's do some practice of these. All right, let's see. If we had, let's say, CCl4, how would we name this? So the first one is carbon, and carbon stays as carbon, and we don't say monocarbon. And we have 4, so go back to the table if you don't remember what 4 is, but 4 is tetra, and you just say tetra chloride. So the chlorine still gets the ID ending, and that's really all you're doing. This is really, really simple. This is the easiest kind of naming, as long as you know your prefixes and those little rules of, dropping the O with the monooxide. But even if you didn't, in all reality, it's still right. You're not going to get points deducted if you forget to drop the O, as long as you know the correct prefixes. All right, so what if we had this compound? So in this case, phosphorus, as you can see, there are 2 of them. So we call it diphosphorus. And then 5 is penta, so pentaoxide or pentoxide. I'm not picky about that part. Either one is fine. Okay, so let's do some practice here. Let's start with naming them so we remember the prefixes. So P4S5, you have tetraphosphorus. And since it's 5, it's pentasulfide. Let's do one that has a little bit more. Let's do number 13 here. It's dichlorine. See, in this case, it doesn't become chloride because it's the first one. First one doesn't change its name. There are 2 of them, so it gets the di. And then 7 is heptaoxide. So here we can try a few. Let's do number 5. Iodine is just I. Pentafluoride, so you know you're dealing with fluorine. Penta is 5, and you put it there. Hydrogen monoiodide, H, and then I, since there's 1 of them. Chlorine dioxide, ClO2. Here you have SeF6, so that would be selenium hexafluoride. Number 4, disilicone hexabromide, sulfur tetrachloride, diboron monosilicide. So the second one does get the mono, so let's try this one. Diboron. And then the second one is just a single, so it's mono silicide. nitrogen trifluoride, carbon dioxide, you already know that. Dinitrogen tetrahydride. Okay. OneNote decided to kick me out again, but you can do some of the practice ones. This worksheet is not due because you already have the other worksheet that's due by Tuesday. So I will be back on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and we'll go over all of the bonding, and we'll go over naming and writing compounds, and you can ask me all your questions then. So I will see you on Tuesday. Have a wonderful day.